Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me for this live pop-up trading session. Let's jump right in and talk about the markets really quickly. We have all three major indexes that are up. We have the ES is up, which is the S&P 500. We have the NASDAQ, which is the NASDAQ 100 up. That's basically flat. It's been an underperformer for the last 2 weeks since that first vaccine news. And then we have the Russell that's leading the way, the Russell and the Dow, which have definitely benefited from that vaccine news. This is way overbought. Once again, you hear me sounding like, a parrot, or, this is Groundhog's Day again. We're up big time. And I wanted to do a pairs trade this morning and sell the Russell, the RTY, and buy the ES. But unfortunately, that it's already dropped about 10 to 13 points, the RTY, but we're going to do it anyway, right? And then we're going to also do another trade this morning. We're going to do one of those Bionic trades, that Bionic Bull trades that Ernie came up with. And because we got out of Riot yesterday with a major gain, over 100% gain. Oh, perfect. It dropped for us. All right, awesome. It was up 50 cents this morning a second ago. So everything is dropped. So let's get in this right away and get a chance. We're gonna buy this one. We're gonna sell this. We're gonna sell two of these. This is the Bionic Trade. We're getting $1 credit if we can get filled. We're gonna send this right now. Boom. And we're gonna see if we can. This market continues to be crazy. Let's see here. We see if we can get filled. We'll let that play out. Then what I want to also look at, and this Russell is finally falling, but it's probably going to jump back up.
I'm sorry, I didn't see that RCY. Could you just show me that again?
That RIOT, this RIOT, this Riot.
RIOT. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, no problem, MM. I bought the 7 strike with 24 days ago. This is definitely a short-term trade, betting that maybe it's going to continue to pop up, and sold the 650 strike twice. So this is the Bionic Trade that Ernie came up with. This is the Bionic Bull, very bullish, and I'm willing to take ownership at 6.5 with a call spaces. It's already dropped a little bit, unfortunately. I'm probably not going to get filled. Let's see. I want to get filled on that. It's saying the mid is 87 right now. Let's see how this looks. If we go there, that would be a nice credit. If we do the 7 strike, then your call spaces will be a little around the 650 a little bit. That's not bad if you think that this is going to continue to go up like this ridiculous market. Let me see here. All right, so I'm gonna replace this, and then I'm going to go like this and get 80 cents. And if I don't get filled, then I'm gonna go and get more aggressive on this. And all right, so we didn't get filled. So what I'm gonna do this time is jumping around. It's pretty early in the trading session, but I'm gonna get really aggressive. And we're going to buy this one, sell 2 of these at the 7 this time. And we're going to see if we can get that 35 cents. And no cigar yet. I'm going to move it down just a tiny bit. See if I get filled at 34. Come on. Let's get filled here. All right, so it should get filled any second, perhaps. All right, hit replace. It's already jumped back up 4 cents. I'm gonna try to get filled at the 132. All right, so there we go. We're in at a bad price already. As you can see, we're down $6, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. And all right, so now I want to look at the RTY really quickly. Number of us in RTY, and it's been going ridiculous. So I want to show you something on this and talk about how you can roll up in concert on options on futures on TastyWorks, because you cannot do it like you can on Thinkorswim and make any type of adjustment that you want. You can only make any type of adjustments you want on options on stock on TastyWorks for now. It's a software issue that's connected with the exchange. The exchange is kind of antiquated. TastyWorks has to come up with some software to bypass the exchange to be able to trade or adjust anywhere you want a spread on options on futures. So with that said, let me just point this out to you. So for example, I want to roll these two puts up to be able to get some more long delta on this, because I believe this Russell's going to jump back up here in a second. So if I wanted to move this up, and let's say I wanted to keep the spread 20 points wide, and I wanted to move it up to this 20 delta, let's just say, and I keep it 20 points wide, so I buy this, right? So I bought back the furthest from at the money and sold closer to at the money. And if I do this, you'll see that it's going to be rejected over here. All right, this wasn't rejected because this is actually, that's funny. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that and I did it on accident. This is how sometimes it works. If you put the widths of the strike the same across all four legs when you're doing this type of condor roll up, what we call when you're doing this kind of roll up, this is 20 points wide from each location right there. As you can see, there's 20 points. There's 20 points from here, 20 points from here, 20 points from here. So if you have the same width of each leg that you're trying to do, then you can do this in concert. But let me cancel this so I can show you what I meant. All right, so I'm canceling that, and then if I go over here and buy this back again really quickly, and buy this back, and then I sell this at a different width. Let's just say I'm selling this the 1740, buying this the 1720. You can see that this right here is still 20 points wide between these two, right? And then it's still, this move right there, it's still 20 points wide between these two here. But this leg that we are looking at between these two here are not 20 points wide. So this is going to be rejected. And let's send this so you can see. All right, so now you see it got rejected over there. All right, so you cannot do that. It has to be, every leg has to be the same width if you're doing this type of condor roll up. All right, so let's actually do the roll. Let's actually do this adjustment really quickly, and so we can get some long delta. We're gonna buy this 20 points up. So we're gonna buy here, and we're gonna sell here, and then we're going to do 2 contracts, and we're going to get $93 in credit if we do that. And the Russell has fallen a little bit here, and we're gonna try to get filled, unfortunately. Let's see here, 105, let's see if they'll fill us at 105. We're gonna get $88 premiums coming out of that, even though it dropped. All right, so I'm gonna get, for demonstration purposes, I'm not gonna wait. Let's see if we can get filled at the 1. Come on. All right, so you can see that they're forcing me to move out of the position, to move a little bit. All right, so we're gonna try one more time, see if we get it at 95. Unfortunately, that's not gonna give us a lot, only $78, but I'll take it, right? All right, so let that sit for a second here, see if we can get the fill. You can tell that they're not filling you there because they feel like this Russell is going to pop back up, and that's the market makers are not going to fill me there, even though that mid is saying mid is probably a little off. All right, there we go. Awesome. So we moved that up. We got a little bit more long delta on that, and so and it's we have 24 days to go. If we look on the call side here, you can see that this call side now is a 27 delta. I'm not going to move this yet because I feel like this Russell is way overdone. We can look over here at this chart and look at the Russell. You can see it's just been ridiculous. Right? It couldn't do anything for almost 2 years, and then now it's just going crazy. So it was a really good vehicle, trading vehicle for most of this year. Besides this huge drop here, besides this drop, it was good here, and it was great from all this time here. It was a lot better than the other indexes, especially that NASDAQ. But this last few weeks or November, it's been not a lot of fun to trade that on the call side. But you notice that I had some calls on last week in this, still got some calls on in this now, and we are still rocking and rolling. And we're going to continue to do that because we're going to be vigilant about our deltas. All right, so the next thing I wanted to point out this morning is, let's look at that really quickly. Next thing I wanted to point out, so wow, so we dropped quite a bit on this riot right now, but it would have been nice to get that 650. I should have been a little bit more patient, but that's fine. I think that this Bitcoin type of stuff it's got some momentum, so we'll see if we can finish off the next 24 days that we have here. We're not going to hold it. If we get another 100-point increase like we did in just a few days on Friday to Monday, we'll take it off again. And if we have to take ownership of it, that's fine. We'll take ownership and sell some calls against it. So with that said, let's jump into a pairs trade that I wanted to talk about this morning. All right, where am I at? Let's look at going to this trade over here, and this is on the Thinkorswim platform. We're gonna go to this pairs trade, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna buy the ES and we're gonna sell the Russell. Okay? And then this is a futures or micro hedge or pairs trade, and we're going to buy the ES micro futures and sell the Russell micro futures. It's going to require about $1,200, almost $1,300 in buying power, and we're going to do that now, and I'll explain it a little bit more in a second. All right, so that's been filled, and what we're going to do here, let me close this for a second. What we're trying to do here is we're betting that the Russell is going to fall more than the ES. So if the ES goes up percentage-wise more than the Russell falls percentage-wise, we should win. And we have five beta-weighted deltas here, 3 beta-weighted deltas on this Russell. But if it happens the other way around, let's say, for example, we sold the Russell and we bought the ES, betting that the ES is going to outpace the upside than the Russell for now. But what if the Russell in reverse, the Russell outpaces on the downside? So that can allow us to win as well. So just going to be a day type of trade. But the good thing about this is that they usually move in the same direction. So you can hold this type of scalp or this type of day trade longer. Because you don't have to be right or immediately directionally when you're doing a regular type of day trade or scalp when you're just using one of the contracts. So in this case, I'm using both of the contracts, and you can see that they're going to move somewhat the same. So even though I'm up a little bit on this trade right here, it's not up enough to take off. Or if I was down, it wouldn't be enough for me to take off because I'm down. So I'm gonna let this play out throughout the day. And when I get a decent type of amount I can take off, let's say maybe $50, $100, then I'll take it off and move on with this little type of day trades type of scalp. Scalping is like day trading, just another word. You're just trying to get in and get out of the process. But I like doing it as a pairs trade, playing one thing against another. I talk about this in course 3. So it's a little bit more advanced, but I'm showing this on this live trading today. All right, so we are in that riot again. You can see it's just jumped back up a little bit, so we're not down too much, but we gave up a little bit to be able to get filled on this call. We gave up like $6, so we really, technically probably down 6 if we would have been able to get filled at the price that we wanted. But obviously, that doesn't really matter because if we took off right now, we'll still lose $18, but we're not going to do that. Just want to point out one more thing before we conclude this live trading, or before I open it up for any questions. That soybeans position is doing well for us right now. that soybeans was going insane. The whole world is going insane to the upside. It's just buy everything, right? Just look at this soybeans, what it's done. So it's that chart was, this chart has been one of the most steep charts I've seen, right? Look at that. And it's been down the last 2 days a little bit, but it's about time. Good night. But we faded it somewhere. We sold it about 3 days ago, betting that it's going to slow down to the upside or go down, that the move was just happening way too fast. All right, so if we look at this Tesla, let's see how this Tesla chart looks compared to that. So the Tesla chart, everybody knows how crazy Tesla's been going. It's been going up quite a bit, but it doesn't look like that soybeans trade. That soybeans trade is insane. Well, not that the Tesla situation is not insane. According to reports, Elon Musk is now the world's second richest person. He's only 50 billion. I know it's funny to say only 50 billion below Jeff Bezos now, but I mean, the way Tesla stock been going, you could probably get 50 billion in the next 7 days. All right, so with that said, let's open it up for any questions. Do we have any questions this morning on this live trading session? Does anyone need any assistance with Russell? I know that a number of you probably in the Russell has been going up dramatically. All right, so let me just check this if we got any text here. All right, so if we don't have any questions about, do you have any questions about this pairs trade? You can see right now it's up about $5. So we'll let it play out a little longer, see how it works. Like I said, I'm not going to take it off until we're up about $50 or $100. We'll see how that plays out. We're playing 1-to-1, so it's the notional. If you go by right now, we're beta weighting it by the deltas. This is 3, -3. This is 5, so it's basically +2 deltas, right? So if the market goes up, technically we should win on this pair if the market continues to go up. But if it goes down, I'm betting that Russell's going to outpace at the downside. But this also is a notional type of trade based on how big each contract is. The ES is bigger than the RTY. So let me explain what I'm talking about. So the RTY is this right here, this M2K, that's the micro feature once again. And then if it's $5 a point, so you take the $5 and you times that by what it's currently trading at. This is what it's currently trading at, this 1837. So you times it by 1837, and that's going to be a 9,100, almost 9,200, 9,200 in notional value for that micro contract. If we do that same concept to the E-mini or the micro E-mini here, you take, it's $5 a point as well, so you take 5 times what is currently trading at 35.98, and so that's a basically an $18,000 notional. So it's like 2 times the size of the RTY. So if it goes up, if this market continues to go, let's say it goes back up to what it was earlier to this morning, then hopefully this ES is going to outpace the up move of the RTY, and we make money on there. And then if not, if they both go down or go down more than where they are now, that the Russell outpaces the ES going down. If that's the case, I can win in both directions, right? I can win 2 ways instead of just one way. And that one way, if you're scalping just one thing, it has to go up or it has to go down depending on if you're buying or selling something.